Hello, friends. Today I'd like to talk about globalism and how it's dying, actually. If we're looking towards the future and we're seeing how people are interacting, right, how people are going about their lives, how goods are being transferred, how countries and corporations are realizing that there's inherent risk to producing everything in China. That if it doesn't take looking beyond the microchip situation or a number of other military-related you know infrastructure issues to realize maybe it's not a good idea to have China making everything. Maybe it's not a good idea to drag goods all over the world just because, child slave labor is legal in some places. Maybe, just maybe, it's not a good idea to export all of your jobs away from your country, deprive your population of any sort of sustainable goods and sustainable jobs and sustainable culture, and then try and turn the entire world into some homogenous mass. Maybe people have figured out that globalism isn't working, and the proof is in the pudding, really. Corporations are going to soon start developing locally, start pulling away from the global marketplace for anything that's important, which already creates an industry there where the important infrastructure is done in your home country, and that's already leaps and bounds ahead of defeating globalism or defeating this idea. Like, I think at this point in time, anyone with a pulse can recognize that the boomers were completely wrong about outsourcing America and outsourcing the West to the rest of the world. Sure, it created some short-term profits, but it's basically destabilized virtually the entire world. Basically ripped apart, all of the West's economies, let in this Marxist trash that has destroyed, virtually everything. Like, global home was just a failure on all fronts, and anyone that supports it, you know, and anyone that was behind the pushes, looking at you Soros types, you know, basically should be, what Vladimir Putin said he wanted to do them, right? So we'll leave it at that. But going forwards, I don't think globalism is going to continue as it has now. I think, people are going to start shifting back inwards, and I hope this can be a push to try and pull people back into isolationist foreign policies, because really, if we just look at today, America should not have its claws in every corner of the globe. We are not the world police. We were never meant to be the world police. America at best was, a genocidal colonist like we did with the Philippines. Like, trying to claim that, somehow globalism or the expansion of our borders to encompass the world is somehow beneficial to anyone is just absolutely ridiculous. And, a world post-globalism looks like a world that reverts back to a more tribalistic society. And as, relationships move back towards the village model, I have a feeling that we're watching society and the global marketplace as its whole unravel. And, if we have to lose relationships or lose, all sorts of infrastructure or all sorts of individuals just to create this sort of, I don't know how to describe it. I guess the village is the only terminology, right? If we're going to have to give up all of the modern conveniences, if we're going to have to break apart this idea of the global state and sacrifice, relationships, sacrifice families to be able to accomplish that, I mean, is that such a bad trade? Compared to modern day society, I don't think it's the worst thing that could potentially happen. And that's just one of many potential futures I can see with globalism dying, right? A reversion to the, village model, a reversion to the Amish model, maybe the Luddites will reign supreme, who knows? Again, these are extreme ideas, but, realistically what happens when globalism dies is simply manufacturing returns to its home nations, and then that's that. And, that would be an alright example too, but I have a feeling there's a deeper decay and a deeper rot inside of societies that's going to take hold and going to drag them kicking and streaming towards this, prehistory sort of idea. And, when we're seeing the effects of globalism, when we're seeing the way that the world has been shifted by globalist policies, all I can really say is it's about damn time. Especially when you think about the microchip situation, I think that's pretty pinnacle as far as describing why, it needs to happen, but there's a whole host of other issues that are involved in it, and I, for one, cannot wait. So the future seems to be looking brighter and brighter the further we extend outwards, what with AI technology solving the human communication issue, what with, people returning to isolationist roots, what with the destruction of, neocon slash neoliberal establishment, it's looking good, and I am pleased. No matter what happens in 2024, I think things are going well for people that want to watch society collapse. And I am all aboard that train. Hopefully you are too. Peace.